So whenever one of my students curves a shot when they hit something offline, I like to ask them why they think that happened. And a lot of their answers tend to be they think it's the path. You know, if the ball went left, they think they pulled it over in that direction, or went to the right, they must have swung to the right. And that's not really true. What really dictates where a ball goes is what's called the face to the path. And so how the face swings on a path, any path, whether the path is going to the left or to the right, if the face is pointed closed or open to that path, that has like 90% of the value of where a ball curves. And it's one of the big reasons why we want to understand the radar numbers. We want to understand the laws. And so we have in this video collection I'm putting together here a little bit of information about the laws. We're going to first really focus on the face to the path. And the face to the path has so much to do with the type of shot that you get. You know, look, if you curve a ball to the right, you're going to keep aiming to the left. And your path had better be going more to the left, or else you're not going to be able to finish the round of golf. So a lot of problems really start with the face to the path. And we're going to really build backwards in this by understanding how the face influences the curve axis of the ball, and then how this grip, this important way that you connect on the golf club, should match how you hold the golf club. And then there are matchups that start to happen to your stance and to your ground reaction forces and to what you need to do to keep the ball in play. So check out this Inside Swing Catalyst and TrackMan software and get an idea of what face to path is and how it creates a curve axis of the ball flight. Radar is a great place to start, and radar gives us numbers to the laws of ball flight. Now remember, we've got this really important law, the face to the path, and that's in this highlighted area up here in the upper right-hand corner. When that face to path number, that value is very close to square, if the lie angle of the club is correct, if we have a centered strike, if we have very little wind conditions, you're going to see a really level ball flight. This line that goes through the golf ball is called the spin axis, and think of that as like wings on a plane. Now, if the club face, if we have it a little bit more closed, we're going to see something change here. That face to path value just jumped up to negative 9.4 degrees closed. And the wings of the plane are now tilted really sharply to the left. And this ball flight is curving hard offline. A few things happen when you see that is the ball speed might jump up a little bit, but the launch is left and very low. And that ball is going to have a really sharp curve off to the side. Well, what influences that in the golf swing, the club face? The first thing we want to start with is the grip. And when we take a look at my hand placement here, I'm putting my hands very under the golf club. I've got my palm with the right hand is more up to the sky. My left hand is very much on top. And this is influencing the club face to be very closed through the impact area. Now, let's flip it around a little bit. Let's go to something that's more open. And now the wings of the plane are tilted more to the right. And you'll notice a big change in how the club face aims here. That's now not 9 degrees closed, but 8 degrees open. And from here, that does reduce the ball speed a little bit, raises the launch angle, and it makes the shot go a lot shorter. So this is something I see a lot in players where their hands are on a position on the club where the club face just can't return to a closed position, and it works more open through the bottom of the golf swing. When we take a look at that level, that more square position again, it's understanding what works for you, and we're going to find out what's your best left and right hand positions on the golf club so we can get the wings of the plane more level and we can get the ball flight going square, and then we can learn how to amplify the golf swing, how we can swing faster and hit it straighter. That's the right way for you. All the laws of ball flight are here. We've got the club path, the face to the path, the attack angle, and that's the club whether it's hitting down, level, or up, and a negative number means we're hitting down, positive means up. The speed of the club at impact, and with TrackMan, it's maximum compression. It's when the club and the ball have met. And then we have the dynamic loft, the loft of the club face at impact with the centeredness of the contact. So these are all of the laws of ball flight, all 5 here: path, face to path, attack, club speed, dynamic loft, and the centeredness. Now with that, we'll find out how far the shot went. And we can look at a relatively square face to path here. And you can see represented by the center line of the range, a solid hit. Maybe just a hint of wind from right to left here that caused the ball to fade. To draw just a little bit. But this was a really straight shot. Now let's switch to the hook. And I want you to see something here. The path changed a little bit. We're still swinging a little bit from in to out. But look at the dramatic change. There's a huge differential in the face. It's 9.4 degrees closed, and we're still hitting down at about the same speed. And the loft of the club went down considerably. And that causes a lot more curve. You can see from downline a tremendous curve in how the ball flight moves. Now, that can cause a host of issues with how you play, where you aim, how you start the ball. It's going to do a lot of things in the swing mechanics that are going to cause frustration. Now, a player that does the opposite, that opens the club face, that is now a positive value. We went from being 9.4 degrees closed to 8.3 degrees open with the same relatively centered strike, dramatically raises the loft of the golf club. We went from 18.6 degrees with the 7 to now 23.9, almost 24 degrees with that. And this had a tremendous influence on the distance changing. The other thing that changed is the height of the shot. You might notice that this golf ball much higher. You're going to see this grid as we look at it. It's going to be very much off to the right. The hook coming out way lower and having a lot less height to the shot. So all based on that face to path number, a change of about 18 degrees there between the two. Now the square hit, the one that is centered, a neutral path, a relatively neutral face to path, and we're going to see the ball flight going a lot straighter, is something that you want to strive to and something we want to understand that really matters. And when you change golf clubs, when we go to a less lofted club like a driver, you're going to notice when the face to the path might not even be as severely off. If the loft is less, if we have less loft and higher speed, we're going to get a lot of curve. And that's a ball that's going to bend a lot. So if you're that player that has a face to path relationship that tends to be off with less lofted clubs and a lot of speed, you're that Formula One car on ice. And that's when I see a lot of errors in swing, and players try to fix it without really understanding that it's the grip first. So this great stack, something we'll see as we assess a lot of golf shots, is going to be the path, the face relative to that path, whether the club's hitting down or up, the speed of the club, the loft of the club, and where we hit it on the club face. And this will always give us a good working point from the ball flight to the club relationship that creates that, to then how the grip influences it and influences our swing.